What's up, Radical Gamers? We've got another Day Zero Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle deck to go over. Today we've got Raphael the Muscle, a 6-hand size, 32 health character with fire and good symbols and brawler and mutant as his traits. This was actually the first character that was revealed thanks to my man Chris Smith, aka Brodywan. So if you don't follow Brodywan on Twitch and YouTube, go do that right now. And now that you're back, we're going to be going over Raphael, a character that kind of needed a little of his support shown before people really grasped how good he might be. He's got 2 enhances, the first of which is Enhance. This attack gets +1 or -1 speed for each attack in your card pool. So the longer you string, the faster and harder to stop your attacks are going to get. And if you happen to have to block with attacks, which no one likes blocking with attacks, but if you have to, you can actually gain some benefit from it by getting minus speed to your rival's attacks. But this Enhance, this is the one that makes people curious. Enhance, discard your entire hand. Your Fury attack gets +4 damage. So I did put a video out on the Hermit School about how this interaction works. If you have 0 cards in your hand, you may discard 0 cards as the cost of discarding your entire hand, because it doesn't give you a set number. If you have no cards in your hand during your Enhance, you can just say, hey, I'm going to discard my entire hand of nothing, and this attack is going to get 4 damage. Now the curious thing is +4 damage on one attack really worth it? Well, let's see if maybe there's other ways we can get more attacks in even after discarding our hand. Our first attack is going to be Angry Flurry. This is a 5/3, 5 mid for 5 with a 1 mid block, Frenzy, Fury, and Weapon. Frenzy is a Blitz keyword ability that says this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each block that has been played this turn. So the later in a string that you can play this, if your rival's playing good defense, the faster and stronger this attack is going to be. Hi, Sam. And as a static, if you try to play this card from your removed pile, it gets -3 difficulty. Now, this ability scared me when I first read it, because I don't like being able to play things from the removed pile. That's a very seldom thing done in our game, so I thought an entire character based around it would be kind of spooky, and it still is. So let's move on to his ultra rare, Enough Talk. This is a 5/3, 4 high for 6 with a 1 high block and the Fury keyword, Blitz. If this attack was played from your hand, remove the top 3 cards of your deck. You may try to play attacks removed this way this turn. So if we remove Angry Flurries, those are now 3 difficulty 5 mid 5s that we get to play at any point during our turn. If we remove some other attacks that we'll see later on, we just get to stagger those on, so we can then discard our hand, give this 4 damage, and still be able to play attacks from our remove from game pile, and give all of those attacks +4 damage, and more speed thanks to Raphael. We have Flying Elbow Drop. This is a 4/3, 4 high for 4, 1 high block, and the Fury keyword. Response remove. After you discard this card and at least 1 other card from your hand, you may try to play this card from your removed pile this turn. So if we discard it and like at least 1 other card for Raphael's +4 damage, this removes itself and we can just play it from our remove from game pile during this turn. So this becomes like a 4 high 8 if we're going to play it. So he does have ways to play cards after discarding his hand, so it's pretty cool. We have Raphael's Disregard. This is a 4/3, 4 high for 4 with a 1 high block and the Fury keyword. A lot of high attacks. He really likes hitting the high zone. It's got the Fury keyword, and response, after this attack is blocked, it gains Echo. So if your rival blocks it, you can say, cool, I'm going to use my Echo response, spend 1 momentum, I get to play this card as my next form from my card pool. So it turns itself into 2 attacks at the cost of 1 momentum. But if your rival blocked it, they might not be able to block it again, so who knows? And it will flip itself after it resolves, so it will not count towards your speed boost, but it is an option as an additional attack to play during your turn. Next up we have Besiege, a 3/3, 3 mid for 4 with a 1 mid block, charge, and fury. As a blitz, this attack can only be blocked by cards that have a printed block modifier of 3 or greater. So later in a string, especially if your rival's been playing good defense, this is a really hard card to block and a really good card to put 4 damage on. And we have a Deadlock Blitz. This attack gets plus 4 damage. You can only use that Blitz though if your rival has at least 11 foundations. But in making this a nigh unblockable 3 mid for 12, if your rival's in Deadlock, is pretty freaking good. And then lastly here we have Wish Hard, a 3/3, 2 low for 4 with a 1 low block and the Fury keyword. As a blitz, if your rival has 6 or more ready foundations, this attack gains Stun 2. And Stun 2 is an enhance that says your rival commits 2 foundations. But we're mainly playing this for the response remove after you discard this card during the combat phase, draw 1 card. So we can draw an extra card after having no cards in our hand, and if we drew another attack, hey, let's throw another attack and give that one 4 damage for free. So all of these are going to have Fury because he only boosts Fury attacks, but it's just such a cool ability to kind of run this reckless abandon of I'm just going to rush you down with a whole bunch of damage. And being able to have so many different ways to play attacks outside of your hand makes this character incredibly flexible for his offense. Onto our assets, we have Raphael's Sai, a 0/5 with a 1 high block, Deflect 2, and Weapon. Deflect 2 says, as a response in your hand, you add this card to your card pool. After the block step of your rival's attack, that attack gets -2 damage. So we can put it into our card pool just for -2 damage, if need be. And as another response, after we discard this card, if we have no assets on our stage, we can build this from our discard pile. So we don't have to worry about discarding it with Raphael, because if we don't have a Sai in play already, we automatically build this one. And that's good, because as an enhance, we can sacrifice it. If we have no cards in our hand, this attack gets -2 damage. So obviously, our defense is going to be damage reduction. It's not going to be a lot of blocking. So just being able to have this -2 damage is really strong. Unless we play our cute host Koto. This is an action card, 4/5, 2 low block, ally keyword. As a static, it does not count towards progressive difficulty, which is really good, especially for stringing out. And as a first form, so the first thing we do after drawing up our hand for the turn, we play cute host Koto. At the start of our end phase, we draw 3 cards. So we don't have to worry about having no defense. We can draw 3 cards from this cute host Koto at the end of a turn after pitching our entire hand, so we still go into our rival's turn with 3 cards in hand. Very, very powerful card here. And then for backups, I chose Grisha's Attack Titan. It's a 2/5 with a 6 stamina and a 1 low block and the Titan keyword. As a form, we can sacrifice Grisha's Attack Titan to add any Fury attack from our discard pile to our hand. We can pick up an enough talk. So let's say we played enough talk, we've removed 3 cards, we only removed 1 attack. Well, let's pop Grisha's Attack Titan, pick up a second enough talk, play that one, blitz, let's say we remove 2 more attacks. That's 3 extra attacks we get to play in our turn. Or we could pick up a Flying Elbow drop from our discard pile in order to discard it for Raphael's ability, removing it, playing it again. It's just a great way to continuously refill our hand full of offensive resources. Onto our foundations, we have Always Angry, a 2/5. It's as a static. If it is removed from our deck or our hand this turn, we may try to play it from our removed pile. So if we remove it with enough talk, if we remove it from, I think that's the only way to remove cards from our hand, or the top of our deck. Well, there are other ways. But if we remove it during this turn from our hand or our deck, we can try to play it from our remove pile. As an enhance, we can commit it. This attack gets -2 speed. So speed hate only really works if we're obviously going into our rival's turn with cards, like with cute host Koto, but it's useful nonetheless. Dreaming About Fighting, a 1/5, 3 mid block. As a form, we get to flip it, remove the top card of our deck. If it's an attack, we may attempt to play it this turn. So this is really cool because we can rip off a bad check, ostensibly, if it's the top card of our deck, and don't have to worry about checking that 3, but we can still play that attack. And if we remove an Always Angry, we can still play that card too. We have Go In Loud, a 2/5, 2 low block. As a first enhance, we can flip this card. This attack gets +2 speed. This is really good for our early attacks when we're not getting as much speed boost out of Raphael. We have Goofing Off, a 1/5 with a 2 mid block. Enhance flip. Your next check to play a card from your removed pile gets +1. This is a really solid ability. I really dig this because of this new playing from the removed zone that the new fire symbol is kind of going off of. We have so many regrets. I know I do. But this one's a 1/5 with a 2 mid block. As an enhance, we can flip it. If we have 8 or more attacks in our discard pile, this attack gets -3 damage. So we don't have a lot of uses for momentum in this deck. So we can kind of just let cards fall into the discard pile, especially since we can pick them up with Grisha's Attack Titan. So many regrets also allows us to act as some damage reduction if we are left with no cards in our hand during our rival's turn. We have Daily Training, a 2/4, 3 mid block. Enhance flip, build 1 foundation from your hand with a printed difficulty of 3 or less. So this allows us to build foundations without having to worry about discarding them for Raphael. So we can build in the middle of a turn, and it builds it ready so we can keep that resource, and we don't have to worry about losing our foundations when we have to discard our hand. So that's a very good way to continue through keeping as many resources as possible. We have Fervent Demeanor, a 1/5, 2 high block, and the Fury keyword. As a first enhance flip, your next Fury attack gets -1 difficulty. I will say, Always Angry does build itself from your remove from game pile if you've cycled that turn. Because when you cycle is when you run out of cards in your deck, you shuffle your discard pile, remove the top 10 cards, and continue playing. So if you remove Always Angry as one of your top 10 when you cycle, hey, you just got a virtually free foundation. Something that just hit me. But first enhance for Fervent Demeanor, flip, your next Fury attack gets -1 difficulty, so just easier to string out. We have Moment of Normalcy, a 2/5 with a 3 high block and the unique keyword, Enhance Commit, return this attack to its printed speed or damage. Likely not going to be speed because we're not blocking a whole lot, but if your rival's boosting a lot of damage, resetting it to a printed like 3 or 4, solid. We have Exploring New Lands. This is a use for momentum in this deck. A 1/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance flip, spend 1 momentum, draw 1 card. So after we've emptied our hand, we can just spend a momentum to draw. And if our rival has cycled this game, we draw 2 cards instead of 1. So if our rival's doing their own self-mill strategy. We have No Tact, a 3/5, 2 low block. I don't know why I keep saying mid. As a static, it does not count towards progressive difficulty to play attacks. So you can play Cute Host Kodo as your first form, then you can play No Tact on a 4, and then for the rest of the attacks you play, you're not playing with any progressive difficulty. So this allows you to play an attack, or a foundation, before you play attacks, so you guarantee that you're going to have at least 1 foundation built in your turn. Really cool. And as an enhance, we can flip. This attack gets +3 or -3 damage, only playable if a character has taken damage this turn. So if our rivals already hit us, we can flip this for -3 damage. Really good defense there. We have Differing Perspectives, a 1/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance Commit, this attack gets +1 damage. Or if you have no cards in your hand, this attack gets -2 damage instead. So this is really good defense for us. This turns all of these little spams into -2 damage to make sure that we survive very well. We have Feral Shriek, a 2/5 with a 3 high block. Response remove after you discard this card during the combat phase, draw 1 card. So if we discard it with Raphael's ability, we just get to draw up again. And then response after your rival's combat phase begins, discard 1 card and draw 1 card. So a little bit of cycle draw if we have to build this card early on. We have Mikasa's Admission, a 1/6 with a 2 mid block. Response remove after you discard this card during the combat phase, this attack gets +2 or -2 damage. So we can give even more damage. We can give +6 damage with Raphael by discarding one of these. Really big. We have Latent Skill, enhance flip, discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. So if we've only drawn like 1 attack and we want to keep going in, we can discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards, hopefully draw more attacks before we pitch our hand for more damage. And lastly, Urameshi's Perseverance. It's a 2/5 with a 4 mid-block, ally and unique. Form, remove, spend 1 momentum, add 1 card from your discard pile to your hand. So this is really cool because we can turn any momentum we've gained into any attack in our discard pile. Very solid attack. It's at foundation. It's at form speed, so we can just do it anytime during our turn at which we could play an attack or a foundation. We can just use this effect. It has a Team Urameshi enhance. We don't need to worry about that because we are not Team Urameshi. Although that ability would be kind of useful. And that is the basics of Raphael the Muscle. He really wants to just go whole hog in. He's very aggressive. He wants to just run you down with a whole bunch of damage and kind of defense be damned. But there are some very interesting ways that you can play some defense in this very aggressive character. All in all, I was worried about him because he didn't seem too strong on face aside from that +4 for virtually free. But I think he's got a lot of cool moves, and I'm really interested to tinker around with him a little bit locally. But what do you guys think? What do you think of... I think this is our last turtle. So what do you guys think of our last turtle here, Mr. Muscles? Do you enjoy his play patterns? Do you think this kind of fire removed from game manipulation is cool? Obviously, fire's been usually the mill symbol, but now that's moved to the all symbol for this set. So fire's got something new to do, and what do you guys think about it? If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, comment down below what you think of the deck, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel and me out a lot. I put a lot of work into these Day Zeros, and I just hope that they can help you guys. So until then, I'll see you in the next one.